What's up, everyone? We are back with another set of games between these two familiar players. It's going to be our pink Zerg in the bottom left, Mr. TimboSlice, and his yellow Terran opponent in the top right, Mr. bbreed. Timbo saying new map, and yes indeed it is. This is one of the new maps for the new season of the ladder. This map is called 2000 Atmospheres, LE. I don't know what the LE stands for on all these maps, but most of them have it. And this is going to be the first time either of these players are seeing this map. First time for me as well, so not really sure what to expect out of this. Looks like there's some rocks in the middle of the map that can be busted down to open up the pathways. Otherwise it's a very winding map. And it looks like there's these high yield Vespene gas bases with a single high yield geyser, but only 4 mineral patches. We'll see if anyone makes use of that later in the game. Now, going on to the builds, we see Timbo has hidden a drone in bbreed's base, and bbreed is... oh, bbreed's gone AFK. Okay, I guess it's gonna be a regame then. I don't know what happened. He did say wait, but he didn't pause or anything. So I guess this is gonna have to be restarted. Looks like there's some hardware difficulties on the side of bbreed, so we are going to have to restart this game. Unfortunately, I did not make myself a referee, but Timbo gonna run across the map with his slowlings and graciously put us and bbreed out of our misery. And Timbo takes game number 1. Alright, we are back. We are loaded back into 2000 atmospheres LE. It's going to be a TVZ between our yellow Terran, bbreed, and our pink Zerg, TimboSlice. This is going to be a do-over of game 1, which Timbo technically won. So we are loaded back into 2000 atmospheres, and as I was saying, this is a new map. No one really familiar with it or the layout or what to expect. There is some interesting bases here. We'll see if either player takes that. Rocks that open up the paths, make the rush distance a little bit shorter, and otherwise seemingly normal map, I guess. Both players once again kind of doing their same thing. Timbo went for a scout and now he is going back home, and he's gonna throw down a quick 3-hatch. Now this is interesting. It's going to be a hatch, gas, another hatch, and not sending any workers to mine the gas. So kind of a wasted gas there. Unless he forgot about it. Now he's sending to mine. But that was a good, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds where he was not mining gas. And this one overlord flying in. I think this is probably a safe space. Yeah, that's the only thing that really stands out to me as a safe location for this overlord. And it's going to head there now. bbreed with his one marine, trying to look for the overlord, but not gonna get it. And he's expanding himself, throwing down the factory behind. So once again, very familiar opening from the Terran player, and likewise from the Zerg. 3 hatcheries. Spawning pool is done, but no speed started just yet. He has the 100 gas, but he is spending his minerals on other things at the moment. Queens have spawned and have injected, and there's the speed started up. Once again, a bit delayed, but shouldn't be too impactful. bbreed gonna start walling up the front of his base, and we will see if he decides to lift up that barracks. No, doesn't look like it. He's gonna start another reactor on it, and bbreed gonna be pumping out his Hellions once again. Starting stim, and I expect we will see a starport soon. This one SCV was kind of just slacking over there. And there is the starport I was talking about. Widow mines also starting up. So gonna be the usual unit composition out of bbreed. And Timbo on his side of the map, starting his baneling nest, starting his lair as well. Pretty good overlord vision from Timbo. He sees the fringe of bbreed's base, and he sees kind of the front door as well. And in general, good Overlord spread. So he is going to be able to spot most of anything bbreed can throw his way. And on the Terran side, absolute darkness. He has no idea what Timbo's doing.
Research complete.
Timbo's gonna send down that Overlord scout. Gonna see the entire main base of bbreed. bbreed doesn't even care. He is rolling on out. And Timbo, as I mentioned, he has the excellent Overlord spread. So he has seen this a long time ago, and he has a sizable Lingbane force. 18 more on the way. Hydralisk, that's what it's called. Hydralisk Den already completed. And Baneling speed halfway done. Don't think that's gonna come into play, at least for the initial hold. And Timbo's gonna run in, gets the surround, gets some nice Baneling hits, and oh no, this Widowmine! Oh, big Widowmine shot there, but bbreed has lost almost his entire army. He's gonna have to pack up, go home. You're through. But he does not. Loses that Widowmine, and now he picks up. He's gonna back away to here, where he drops them off, and maybe he's gonna regroup, go for another attack, but Timbo has held off the first wave. Now he's gonna be pretty comfortable to drone up. He has a nice Lingbane force still. Getting his fourth. And bbreed still rallying his army over, so he does not want to go home just yet. The night is still young for bbreed. Now Timbo is going to be getting his 1-1 upgrades. Going to be getting his upgrades for his Hydralisks, which he does not have yet. Once again, floating a lot of resources. He could put those into some Hydralisks, some more drones, whatever. But it's going to be 18 more Zerglings, 14 more Banelings. And supply count pretty even, actually. Timbo with the worker lead, so going to be a little bit behind in terms of the army. And not sure why he is once again floating so many minerals. Well, now he is supply blocked. bbreed still gathering up his forces here, and he is moving on out now. Oh, Timbo has a spy amongst the Terran army, so Timbo sees this all. Now he's gonna roll in with his Lingbane army. Oh my god! Some huge Widowmine shots completely decimated the Zerg army. Now Timbo has to rebuild. So does bbreed, though. He only has a few Marines and Marauders here. Oh no. bbreed kind of overstaying his welcome. Gonna lose a few medevacs for almost free. Let's see, what is the lost resources? Pretty even. I thought it would be very Terran favored after those Widowmine shots, but I guess the Baneling hits were good as well. And now Timbo confident enough to move out, clean up some of this Terran army. And still pretty even in terms of the resources lost, but Timbo with the lead. In terms of mining, it has been the Timbo show. Really taken over in the past couple minutes. Of course, he is on 4 healthy bases right now. Yeah, pretty healthy. A little bit oversaturated in the main, but should be pretty comfortable. bbreed has just set up his 3rd, hasn't even morphed it into an orbital or planetary, and bbreed floating a lot of minerals of his own, taking a page out of the Timbo book. In terms of upgrades, pretty even, both players with 1/1. bbreed also has +1 vehicle weapons. Both players also getting their 2/2. So pretty even in that regard as well. Timbo gonna try to see if he can pick off some of bbreed's army. Not sure why they were loitering over there. And not sure what these SCVs are doing. Just 5 SCVs over here on strike. They do not like bbreed's leadership, and they do not want to work for him any longer. They are out here in the middle of the map saying, "Kill us." And Timbo, being a merciful god, says no. He's gonna go for the rocks instead. Free up this path. Now he has a straight shot to bbreed's 3rd. And his 2/2's completing just now. And that should be time to go. Timbo runs in, sees the planetary and most of bbreed's army, so he's gonna back off. Okay, units killed. bbreed has killed 140 Zerg units. Of course, that's mostly cheap and expendable Zerglings. And Timbo has killed 59 Terran units. And yet, they are pretty close in terms of the resource count. Timbo losing just a little bit more there. I'm guessing with that attack, that did not do much. And now Timbo is on Hive Tech. He is getting his lurker upgrades, but no lurkers morphing just yet. And once again, Timbo floating a ton of resources. He is not even maxed yet. Now going to be starting 11 lurkers, but that could have been earlier. bbreed has an opportunity now to pounce before those are done, but not going to do so. Now both players are pretty much maxed. Timbo still has 8 supply to use. Not sure why he's not just maxing out. And he's gonna march in, burrow his lurkers, and bbreed cannot stay in this position. He's gonna have to get on out of there. Pretty good engagement by Timbo, and we should see the resources actually still heavily favoring the Terran player. 2,000 more resources lost from the Zerg. But he is very rich indeed. He's sitting on 5 bases now. The 5th base not completely saturated, only 4 on the minerals, but can't fault him too much. Pretty good creep spread, at least on this side of the map. Now Timbo is going for another attack once again, burrows his lurkers, and bbreed, oh no, marches his marines to their deaths. They just get impaled by the lurker spines. And not the best control here by bbreed. Really losing a lot of unnecessary units to the lurkers. Timbo showing a bit of hesitation there. Now gonna march in once again with the lurkers straight into bbreed's face. And this planetary does not stand a chance. Timbo, where are your overseers? No detection anywhere near here. Morphing a bunch of lurkers right in bbreed's face. Gonna have to cancel those. And looks like Timbo has just entirely lurker-based army. A few lings, I guess. No hydras at all. So we take a look at the unit count. It is 32 lurkers. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of lurkers. Income. No, not that. Units killed. 225 to 155. 14 SCVs have lost their life this game. And the main story here is 3 bases for the Terran and 6 for the Zerg. He is gonna just walk in with his lurkers. I don't know about that. That was very costly, losing a lot of lurkers there, and the tank still shelling away. That was definitely not worth it. As we see, Timbo has lost almost 7,000 resources more than bbreed at this point. He's still rich, but he cannot keep making those careless moves like that. 35 more hydras about to pop. Ultralisk Cavern about to pop. And more lurkers back at home. What is bbreed gonna do? Just mostly the same, looks like. Marines, marauders, siege tanks, some liberators here and there. And bbreed really needs to get his economy going. He's floated over his main onto his 4th base location. And hold that spot. Timbo's going in for another attack onto bbreed's 3rd. Gonna burrow his lurkers. Take out that tank right away. Take out this planetary right away. And bbreed was not in position to hold this. Gonna take some massive losses. And Timbo being more careful this time. Just gonna unburrow, move back, and finish off these buildings over here. And we'll see if he continues the onslaught. He definitely has the army. He definitely has the money to do so. And bbreed scrambling. He needs more bases. He needs more army. But he doesn't have the money. He doesn't even have the supplies. Now he starts up 6 supply depots. But Timbo's not going to give him the chance. Running in once again with the lurkers burrowing right in front of bbreed's base. And at the same time, bbreed was moving out. Is he going to come back home? I don't think so. He's just going to go for the counterattack. But he's not going to have an answer for these lurkers. And this is all but over at this point. 24 additional SCVs going down. This fresh 4th base gonna go down once again. bbreed might get a couple bases of his own, but it doesn't even matter. Timbo has bases to spare, and bbreed is gonna GG out. Timbo takes the victory. Welcome back. We are loaded into another game between these two players. It's going to be, once again, the yellow Terran player, Mr. bbreed, and his red Zerg opponent, Mr. TimboSlice. And yeah, there was no countdown. It must be some kind of bug. We are loaded into another new map. This one is called Beckett Industries, and it looks like it's a very long map lengthwise. Width, not so much, I guess. Gonna be a new map once again for all parties involved, and some speed zones in the middle. But it looks like it's a pretty long rush distance. Timbo sending his scout, gonna be very annoying, doing some harassment on bbreed's SCV that's building the barracks. Barracks going down on the low ground, so bit of a deviation from bbreed. That implies he's going for a very quick expansion, and that SCV shooing away that pesky little drone. Timbo going for his hatch gas pool and then a quick third. Not going to be his 3 hash before pool, but still very greedy, very economical opening. And Timbo flies his first overlord in and gonna go to this safe perch. I'm assuming that's a safe spot. Yes, it looks like it is. And what is that thing floating in this little cylinder here? Some kind of jellyfish or something. Beckett Industries. Like I said, it's some kind of a research facility or something. Maybe they're doing research on space jellyfish. Not sure what else is going on in this map. Looks like it's on a lava planet. We see a lava down there. Now Timbo once again pulls his workers out of gas, starts his speed. His queen is done. No inject just yet. Waiting for the second queen, perhaps. Okay, there goes the inject. Kind of slow on that. Not sure what he was waiting for. And bbreed has expanded himself. He's gotten his factory reactor on the barracks. Gonna swap those out. And he did gain vision temporarily to shoo this overlord away, which is now perched over this. What is that? What is that? Some kind of. Oh, it looks like a hydralisk. Oh, there's a hydralisk in there. Interesting. So it looks like this map is some kind of Terran research base where they're experimenting on Zerg. So pretty fitting battleground for this ZVT. This one's scouting SCV, gonna spot this potential third location. Does not see a third. In fact, Timbo took it over here. But maybe bbreed thinks it's a 2-base play. Gonna send his SCV to scout the other location, and gonna confirm that Timbo has expanded there. This SCV, is it gonna lose its life? No, gets out of there. Timbo starting up 14 Zerglings. I'm gonna start mining gas once again. This overlord back above this jellyfish, gonna spot the front of bbreed's base. Gonna see much of the same as usual. And yes, once again, gonna be a starport, gonna be an armory. So same old from bbreed. Timbo making a lot of Zerglings once again, falling behind on the worker count, 31 drones to 34 SUVs, no lair on the way, and then he starts 10 more drones. So if you're going to commit so much to army, I feel like you should just fully commit. It doesn't really make sense in my mind to make this many Zerglings and then do nothing with them and then make drones. I would much rather see the drones first and then the Zerglings to do something later. But bbreed has finished his armory, he has his Hellbats morphed, he is setting up his Widow Mines, and he is coming in for an attack. Is Timbo gonna be ready for this? Starts up 12 more Zerglings, tries to get a Spine Crawler, but it gets cancelled right away, and he rolls in with his Banelings. Not the best connections there, and this is gonna be rough. This one Hellbat dueling the Queen over here. Gonna lose that battle. But a lot of Terran still over here at the third. And Timbo needs to make a hold here. Some spawning Zerglings kind of trickling in. Is it gonna be enough? As more come in from the first and second base. And that should be enough to clean this up. It does in fact clean up the entire Terran army minus the 2 Widow Mines. But he took a lot of damage on this one hatch, which can be targeted down later. And of course the Widow Mines are still alive and kicking, so this one got that Queen over there. This one targeted the eggs, so not going to do anything. And another one over here. In terms of units lost, resources lost rather, is dead even. Now Timbo getting the slight edge after killing those 2 Widow Mines. But all things considered, still a very even game, 41 to 41 workers. Now bbreed is coming in once again, gonna burrow his Widow Mines, and oh, that was a big shot. 16 kills on that point. Now Timbo forced to evacuate, gonna lose some drones, and gonna lose this third base, which was already low. And Timbo morphing more Banelings, trying to get his Banelings speed, and let's see if these connections, alright, good enough connections, gonna be able to clean up this Terran force, but he has lost his third once again, and Timbo falling behind on the workers, 37 drones to 40, oh my god! Another huge shot from the Widow Mine. And now we see 6 drones have gone down so far, 107 Lings, Banes, etc. And only 43 Terran units have met their demise in this game so far. bbreed is getting his 3rd command center, so not an all-in. And absolutely not with the damage he's done already, but he does have plans to expand behind this. Timbo forced back onto 2 bases, and he is going to need a miracle at this point. 1 Spine Crawler done, another almost done, but that's not what he needs. He needs more bases, he needs more money. 34 drones to 47 SCVs, and bbreed just choking Timbo out at this point. Timbo rolling in once again. Gets some of the Terran army, but he just doesn't have enough army of his own. bbreed has the money to keep this up, and now he is sieging up his Liberator. Timbo gonna roll in once again, clean up the Terran army, but as I said, bbreed can keep this going for a lot longer than Timbo can. A little bit of friendly fire from that Widow Mine, but doesn't really matter. bbreed continuing to rally his forces across the map, and Timbo still stuck on 2 bases. No additional tech on the way. He does have his +2 armor, but I don't think that's gonna be impactful enough. Actually, bbreed with no upgrades, so maybe the 3 upgrade lead can make a difference. But now the tanks are here, and it is increasingly grim for our red Zerg player. bbreed gonna scout ahead, knows exactly what Timbo is doing, gonna spot those morphing banelings. So bbreed gonna know exactly what Timbo has in store, and if I were him, I would feel more than comfortable to just stroll on in and take this game. bbreed maybe being a little more cautious. Gonna kite his army backwards, and Timbo's gonna be forced to GG out of the second game. Alright, we are back. The score is tied 1-1 between our yellow Terran, Mr. bbreed, and a red Zerg, TimboSlice. We are once again loaded into a new map. This one is going to be Blackburn, and this is going to be a... I don't even know how to describe it. Bit of a different map, I suppose. Both players spawning on the bottom, and they're going to be most likely expanding upwards. The map is symmetrical down the middle with these slow zones in the middle, and these slow zones over here to kind of deter flying units. And Timbo, whoa, Timbo going for a proxy hatchery. Whoa! We're seeing a little bit of spiciness out of TimboSlice. And bbreed, still no idea just yet. Building his barracks, building his refinery. And behind this, Timbo going for gas and pool. So I wonder what the follow-up is going to be here. Now bbreed is making a single marine, and he's rallying it outwards, so he will most likely see that. And Timbo sending another drone down to take his natural base, which is actually going to be his third at this point. Very interesting opening. And wait, where did that marine go? Oh, he went to the back here to look for overlords. So bbreed still none the wiser to what Timbo is doing. Now the hatchery is actually done, and now the creep is spreading, so bbreed should spot that and the alarm bells should be ringing. What is his response going to be? Starting some more Marines, and he needs to jump on top of this ASAP as possible. Before this spine crawler finishes, is he going to be able to do so? And no, he's just kind of doing his own thing still. I would have liked perhaps a tech lab on the factory to get a tank. Now the spine crawler is done. Spines 2 and 3 are on the way, and this is going to be increasingly difficult for bbreed to break out of. And he's getting a command center. Does he still not know? He sees the creep. Oh no, bbreed kind of just doing his own thing and ignoring it. And Timbo more than happy to just go up to 3 bases on his side of the map. No follow-up tech just yet, no roaches or banelings or anything like that, so it's just going to be contained using spine crawlers. Now bbreed did move out a little bit and spot this proxy hatchery, so he does know for sure now. He should have known earlier with the creep, but I don't know, maybe he wasn't paying attention. Timbo tries to get really aggressive with the creep tumor on the ramp. Not going to be successful there. And I'd like to see him float the Overlord over to get some more vision, because right now it can be targeted by the Terran army. And Timbo once again trying to lay down that creep tumor. Unsuccessful once again. But this is just super annoying for the Terran. 4 spines right in his face, and he really needs to swap these add-ons and get a siege tank. Looks like he is gonna be doing that now. And whoa, I missed this. It is a battle cruiser. Now that is interesting. Timbo, of course, has no idea what's coming. He thinks he is in full control of this game, which is not entirely false, but once this battle cruiser comes out, it might be a different story. Timbo getting a bunch of lings, as well as a baneling nest, so maybe he's going to try to do a baneling bust, which could be very successful considering the amount of resources bbreed has put into this command center, which isn't being utilized, these Hellions, which aren't being utilized. We shall see. The Zerglings kind of just chilling at home for Timbo, and the battle cruiser operational, but he's just sitting there. Oh, now he's gonna teleport into Timbo's main, and what is the response now from Timbo? He doesn't really have one. He only has 3 queens, which if they had max energy could pull this off, but he loses 2 right off the bat. Gonna start up some panic spores, and now Timbo runs across the map with his Zergling force, and he needs to try to make something happen where he's gonna lose everything to this single battle cruiser. And I think bbreed could honestly take on that spore crawler, but he decides not to. He's gonna go for the hatchery instead. And that's gonna give Timbo time to establish some more spores here, time to establish his baneling bust here. But bbreed, he has 2 tanks now. Is Timbo gonna go for it anyways? I think he kind of has to at this point. He doesn't have an answer for this battle cruiser, and in fact there's another battle cruiser ready, 3rd one on the way, and this was looking very good for Timbo earlier, but now it is all bbreed. Timbo tries to run in, gets shelled by the tanks, decides maybe not, goes back in once again. The Zerglings kind of clogging up the area, and GG, Timbo was unsuccessful and forced to tap out. Alright, welcome back everybody. This is going to be map number 4 between our yellow Terran, bbreed, and our red Zerg, TimboSlice. This map gonna be an old map, so maybe the players can claim that the last 3 games were, you know, played on an unfamiliar map. Maybe that influenced their play, influenced their build orders. You could say those didn't count, but this one, it's on an old map, it's familiar. There can be no excuses this time. bbreed, of course, taking that last game with a nice battle cruiser play. Timbo was trying to be a little cheeky with the proxy hatch, and it was almost successful, but he did not anticipate the battle cruisers. He was not prepared and ultimately paid the price. Timbo now scouting with the drone once again, gonna try to fight that SCV for a little while and backs off. Gonna get a hatchery behind this and a spawning pool. No gas, actually. Interesting decision there. That means obviously no speed too early as he goes for his patented 3 bases. bbreed going for a base himself after the barracks, and reactor behind it once again. I'm sure we shall see a factory shortly. 1 Marine in the front, gonna scout, try to kill the Overlord, and it is gonna find it. Gonna start shooting at it, and it is rallied. So, is he gonna be able to get away in time? I think so, but it's gonna be close. No, he's gonna get away. Nice try by the Marine, but could not get it. And now factory going down. Marines coming out 2 at a time. So gonna be pretty standard from both players once again. Timbo sitting on his 100 gas, starts the speed finally. He has his queens up. 3rd base is finished, and we should be seeing a queen soon. There it goes. And when you go for a fast 3 base like this, I actually would like to see one of the first 2 queens throw down a creep tumor. Because with the 3 bases, you have the extra production. You don't really necessarily need that larva right away. So why not just throw down a creep tumor, get a head start on that creep spread. The 3rd queen is done. Gonna inject with that one as well. So no creep spread just yet. And I really think that would be beneficial. Just let's say if this queen threw down a creep tumor with its initial energy, then by now it could have spread maybe another 1 or 2 times, and Timbo would be, you know, pretty comfortable, at least for the front of his base. In general, you want to connect your bases with creep so your queens can freely roam and defend. Timbo gonna be getting a Baneling nest behind this and a single evolution chamber. Usually he goes for 2. So I wonder if this is gonna be some kind of +1 timing or anything like that. bbreed on the other side of things, doing the usual bbreed things. Gonna be making a strange wall once again. Not really sure what this is about. 3 odd little supply depots here, and actually I'm not sure if that's a hole. No, I don't think so. And yeah, starport is done. Gonna be getting medevacs, and no armory just yet, but I expect we will see one soon, as bbreed usually does. Pick off that one Zergling which was scouting the front of his base, and now with the extra vision provided by the medevac, he's going to be able to pick off that overlord and deny the vision from Timbo. So Timbo going to be a little bit in the dark, and these few Marines and medevac, they're going overlord hunting, and they're going to get another one. Very nice play from bbreed and super annoying. If we take a look at Timbo's vision, he's lost a lot of overlords at the front, and he has this one Zergling hidden, but that doesn't really spot the move out timing of bbreed, which we know he is not, but Timbo does not know that, so he has committed a lot to Ling Banes for the defense, and he's getting a Hydralisk den. He's getting 18 more Zerglings behind this. So once again, economy not as booming as it should be, but he is still in the lead in terms of worker count. Scouting Zergling gonna spot the move out, so despite losing those overlords, Timbo should have an idea now that bbreed is moving out, and I think he's gonna be in a pretty good spot. Baneling speed almost done. Almost certainly gonna be ready by the time bbreed arrives, and Hydra range coming, but no Hydras on the way just yet. I think if you get the upgrade, you kind of want the unit also. Now 3 Hydralisks on the way. But bbreed is here. He is burrowing his Widow Mines. And how is Timbo gonna do against this? Gonna roll in, pick off some units. He's gonna back off and try to regroup. And come back in once again. And now the Baneling count has trimmed significantly, and there goes the last remaining Banelings. And are the Zerglings going to be enough to clean this up by themselves? It looks like yes. Some heavy losses from both sides, but I think heavier on the side of the Terran. Income advantage favoring the Zerg player with his 45 drones. I thought it would be a little bit closer than that, considering the Terran has mules. The Widow Mines that were left over, still getting some work done. 18 and 13. Oh my goodness. That's not what I wanted. Resources lost. Over 1k lost extra from the Zerg player, now evening that up with the cleanup of those 2 Widow Mines. So pretty even considering Timbo has been mining more, but bbreed now setting up his 3rd base right in plain sight of this one Zergling who could go for a kill on this SCV and be super annoying, but not really doing it. This Zergling saying, I was sent here to scout, and that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, now he goes for the attack and gonna pick off that SCV. And more Zerglings coming in, but the Terran army is here, gonna push that back. 2 SCVs down, not bad. And behind this, Timbo just continuing to drone up, getting his 4th base. He already has his +1 armor, getting +2 armor. Interesting decision. Not sure why he doesn't go for any attack. I think in general against Bio, you would typically want both attack and carapace. But maybe he figures the carapace benefits both Hydras and Zerglings, so he opts for that instead. Certainly a viable option. And bbreed gonna go for his 1-1 as well as vehicle weapons, which just completed. So in a few moments, bbreed is going to have the upgrade advantage, as he now establishes his 3rd, drops a ton of mules, and that's gonna see a boom in the Terran income, as we see there, really taking control in the past few seconds there. Now bbreed with his 3 bases, get his drilling claws for the Widow Mines, gonna get his +2 vehicle attacks, and wait, he didn't have combat shields before? Just getting combat shields now, so his earlier Marines were 10 HP weaker, only 45 HP, and now with the combat shields completing, we will see them go boom, 55. So all those Marines earlier were 10 HP weaker. I wonder if that would have made a difference in his earlier attack. Now looks like bbreed is moving out for a 2nd attack now. 2 tanks holding the line here. They're gonna siege up. And Timbo was kind of chilling in the middle of the map. He took out the rocks and was kind of just loitering his army, so loses a little bit there unnecessarily. Not too impactful. And the creep spread could be better. It is kind of out here, but ideally it would be here already. So spot the Terran army to provide bonus speed, and bbreed gonna stroll on in. 3 siege tanks holding down the line here. Some Widow Mines gonna burrow on the ramp. bbreed scouts ahead and sees Timbo's mostly Hydra army, some Banelings spattered in. And bbreed's gonna have to be very careful about those Banelings. We see a lot of Marines, which are very vulnerable to the Banelings. bbreed gonna stim in and kite back a little bit. Nice control there, very careful. And gonna back up, bait out the Banelings a little bit, and take the fight on the ramp perhaps. some nice parting fire on the banelings. I don't think that was even intentional, but does pick off a lot of the banelings, and now bbreed does have an opportunity. Only 3 banelings left in this army, and bbreed I think is missing an opportunity here. 2 tanks, good amount of bio, could definitely get some work done before Timbo's reinforcements come, but now it's going to be too late. Zerglings and Hydras are spawning. Now I don't like this position any longer out of bbreed. I think he should unsiege. I think he should go home. Get this 4th going. No reason to stay here any longer. And is this even in range of this creep tumor? Oh, it doesn't even matter. He has 3 spies in the midst. Those spies giving Timbo all the vision, and he's gonna run in, get the surround on the bio army, and get the cleanup. And yeah, bbreed definitely overstaying his welcome there, kind of just chilling out here in the middle of nowhere. Definitely should have gone home. Now these 3 empty medevacs flying home. Gonna be very sad. Timbo's gonna keep it rolling. bbreed lifts up the barracks, and oh no, the wall is open, but Timbo not gonna be able to stroll on in. The tanks were unsieged as well, so maybe there was an opportunity there, but now that they're sieged up, should be a holdable position. And no lurkers this time from Timbo. He's going for the Ultralisk Cavern. And I don't think bbreed has any idea. Yeah, he's barely scouted the Zerg side of the map. He has no idea, so no ghosts or anything just yet. No Ghost Academy even. Now Timbo, seeing the heavy defenses on the 4th, gonna rotate over to the 3rd, which is much less defended. And is he gonna go on up? Yes, goes up with his army and take down that wall. bbreed coming back with his army, gonna siege up the additional tanks. Oh no! Okay, picks off that command center. That's good enough. Backs off. Nice patient and careful play by Timbo. And he's just gonna back off, get his 5th base. Ultralisk Cavern is completed, and Lurker Den also completed. So that's gonna open up the options. Oh, where is the Lurker Den? Oh, there it is. I skipped right past it, but he is getting those seismic spines, which increase the range of the lurkers. Now Timbo morphing 16 lurkers. Lurkers very annoying and difficult for any player to play against. Timbo gonna siege up right in front. But tanks still outrange lurkers, so you can't really be too careless there. bbreed gonna march on forward onto creep. Very bold here. Gonna get some nice takeoffs on some of the lurkers, and now Timbo has burrowed. Gonna both lurkers and tanks kind of just shoving away at each other. Timbo concedes the position, unburrows his lurkers, and backs up. And the reinforcements from Timbo are going to be more Lings and more Hydras. So despite having the Ultralisk Cavern, no Ultras on the way. He's getting the upgrades. So I do expect him to go for ultras eventually. Both players maxed out now. 81 drones to 70 SCVs, so both players sitting on a pretty comfortable economy. Obviously with the less worker count, that means bbreed has the higher army count. That's just quick maths for you. But in terms of army complexity and value, I definitely think Timbo's Hydras and Lurkers have the advantage there, and gonna pick off that 5th base that was trying to float on over, and bbreed, seeing that Timbo's army was all the way over there, gonna go on forward and counterattack into Timbo's base. At the same time, Timbo doing the same thing, attacking bbreed's recently re-established 3rd base. Gonna pick that off, and then he's gonna run on home. I'm not sure about that decision. It takes so long to go home. He's gonna lose another base here. Most likely gonna lose his natural here. And now Timbo's gonna burrow between his 2nd and 3rd or 4th base, whatever you want to call that. Cut off the Terran army, split it in half, and deal with them one at a time. This small contingent of Marines and Marauders going to be wasting their time on the Extractor and Larva. I definitely think they should have all gone for this base here. I think he probably would have been able to get it, if not at least a bunch of drones. Bit of a missed opportunity there. Oh! Picked up the bio, but loses the medevac, and they have all lost their lives. It's a very sad day for the Terran army there. So I guess coming back was a good choice from Timbo. Does clean up the entire Terran army there, and does not suffer terrible losses. He is still up in workers. He still has this healthy base here. He still has this healthy base here. And bbreed still sitting on 4 bases. Not really sure what this is about. Maybe he's gonna float that over to another location soon. But kind of just chilling at this point. And Timbo feeling very comfortable, going to take both of these high yield Vespene bases, and that's going to give him a huge amount of gas. Still no Ultralisk. It's just going to be Ling Hydra Lurker, and honestly that might be all he needs. Timbo is super rich. He's got a gigantic army. He's just going to stroll on in with his units. Gonna take a bunch of losses before he burrows, but once he does, he is just gonna completely ravage the Terran base. Moving on forward, gonna once again burrow and pick off more units, more buildings. bbreed down to 110 supply. On his last legs. He is trying to get up Ghosts, but it is too late for that. The Lurkers are burrowed right in his face, and bbreed not going to be able to break out of this position, I don't think. Instead, he's going for a counterattack with a very small force of units. Timbo inching forward once again. Gonna put more pressure on the Terran player, and yeah, bbreed just has no answer for this. Gonna lose his 4th base. Gonna lose his 2nd base, and GG. bbreed is forced to tap out. Timbo's gonna take the 4th game on Death Aura.